Hello and welcome to Naledi Online, produced by Front Row Productions. This is a show where we really just love to bring a whole lot of wonderful people, experts in different areas that we just bring to you for them to tell us what they do, how they did it, if it's a success and if it's not, what's working, what's not. And today we really have somebody that I am so excited to have. You guys will also testify. I'm sure you will testify. We have today Marvellous Chaparadza, and I'm going to ask him to introduce himself. But before that, I'm just trying to think, what do I call this guy? Because he does so much. I mean, so I'm trying to think, do I call him an author? Do I call him a producer, film producer? Do I call him? But let me not preempt. Okay, welcome to the program. We're really honored to have you.
And I'm also honored to be in this show. And, I never thought I would have this opportunity to be interviewed by a journalist.
Oh. We are excited to have you here. We just want to know, what do you do, Marvellous? I mean, who is Marvellous? Because you're going to be telling us a lot of really great nuggets for our businesses, for our lives, for our aspirations and dreams. So we want to know, who are you yourself?
Marvellous. Marvellous can be a lot of people.
Yeah.
You can be a loving son.
Okay.
Most importantly. Yeah. But most people know me as Marvellous from the Marvellous Chaparadza YouTube channel. So I'm a YouTube influencer, as well as an engineer just trying to be a businessman.
Oh my, engineer, YouTube influencer. You're delving in the arts and the sciences all in one. I mean, this is why I said I can't even think of how to describe in one word.
Well, the thing with me is I take more of a holistic approach to life.
I like that.
So you don't have to know one thing in life. Exactly. And especially in this Zimbabwean economy that we are in, yes, you have to know a lot of things for you to be competitive in the market.
I like that. I mean, today, though, we are talking about a book that you wrote.
Yeah.
So he's an author, He's also an author. A book called YouTube Secrets to a Million Views a Week. A week. Is this possible?
It's very possible, because when I grew my channel, Marvellous Chaparadza channel, when I grew it, I grew from about 2,000 subscribers at that time to about 40,000 subscribers and over 10 million views within 90 days.
Wow. Now you got to tell us more about this. I mean, I'm just thinking, okay, where do we begin? What inspired you to write this book?
Well, it wasn't much of inspiration to begin with.
Right.
It was more of an escape. So when I started out, it was when the COVID pandemic first broke out.
Mm-hmm.
So we were having many financial problems at home, and with my mom, my mom was sick at the time. She didn't have COVID, by the way. And it struck me that I didn't have anything that I could do to help here, besides just maybe preparing meals for her and stuff like that. That was the only things that I could do.
Because then again, we also couldn't go out.
Yeah, and my mom being the only breadwinner in the family. We were more threatened, and we're a family of about 4 boys, and we were more threatened. So we had to look for ways to provide for us, to make money, and also to. And I was hoping to cover my mom's medical bills.
Are you the eldest?
No, I'm not the eldest. I'm not the eldest. But at that point, I didn't believe that you need money to make money.
Okay.
So I was looking for ways that I could make money without any money at all.
I like that mind. So
seriously. I was on YouTube trying to look for ways to make money. That's where I faced so that there are a lot of creators who are making money from YouTube, from nothing. just being present on the YouTube platform, showing up your face, you can make a lot of money. So that's where I started. And from the point go, I was starting from the American Advertise, where they tell you to follow your passion.
All right.
And my passion is in martial arts, and I started a martial arts channel at that time.
Okay.
So the martial arts channel, I don't know how I kept going, but from the beginning, the only viewers that I was having were my friends, my family, and the people that were close to me.
I can relate.
Yeah, and those are the times where you just post one video, you get fewer views, maybe 50 views, and maybe up to hundreds of views, but then it's still very little. And that's how I started, and that's how I kept going.
So your journey so far, tell us more about your journey on YouTube. What has it been like? What have you achieved now?
Right now, my biggest achievement is the growth that I have made with my biggest YouTube channel, Marvellous Chaparadza. So the biggest achievement is in the 42,000 subscribers, and neither is it in the 50 million views that I have. It's in the experience that I've gained over the years.
All right.
And it's in the knowledge that I've managed to accumulate. The knowledge might be little, but with the little that I have, I'm able to share with other people. Because when I started out, I didn't have anyone to look up to. I didn't have anyone to tell me how it's done. And I wanted to have someone who can guide me.
And we definitely do have quite a lot of people who...
But right now, I can be that person who anyone can ask.
Fantastic. So what are the most critical factors in understanding YouTube algorithm, for instance? I mean, we want to know about this. And I mean, sometimes also this tech jargon, it just sounds like, Greek. It sounds like just jargon. But it's things that when somebody else really breaks it down, we all can understand. Maybe there's somebody out there who actually wants to start, who wants to go on YouTube, who's got something to say. And they don't understand this particular part of it. So, go ahead and...
Okay. So with the YouTube algorithm, there are a lot of misconceptions. Like, a lot of people end up thinking that the YouTube algorithm can either hate you or favor you, but that's not the case. So with the YouTube algorithm, there are about 2 or 3 things that are at play. It's all about the search. There's one part of the algorithm, which is the search engine algorithm.
Okay.
And that search engine algorithm is just helping viewers to get what they want on the platform. Because on YouTube, people are going there to learn, or they're going there to be entertained. So when you are looking, for example, how to grow a YouTube channel, you're going to search those words.
Right.
And that search engine algorithm is going to help you find relevant videos within the tags of your search.
In line with your interests.
Exactly. That's what's going to index the videos that best suit your search. So that's part of the algorithm, right? And the other part of the algorithm is more on the business side.
Okay.
More on the business side. And I always tell people that Google is the biggest advertising company.
Okay. And
by the way, Google owns Google AdSense.
Okay.
And with Google AdSense, what it does is it has to advertise to run ads on all Google owned products like YouTube, like the Google search engine itself.
Okay.
When you run a blog, you can monetize through Google AdSense.
Okay.
By doing that, you are just allowing Google AdSense to run its ads on your platform. And when it runs your ads, when it runs the ads on your platform, it has to pay you, and it has been paid by brands who are pushing ads through Google AdSense. And the goal for that company is to have as many people as possible watching those ads. So now on YouTube specifically, the goal of the YouTube algorithm in that sense is to keep as many viewers on the platform as possible. Watching as many videos as possible, so that they get to watch as many ads as possible, and so that they get to be converted into as many clients as possible, so that Google AdSense makes as much money as possible. And when you can do that as a YouTube creator, when you can keep a lot of people on the platform watching a lot of your videos, as many videos from your channel as possible, and also getting them to watch as many ads as possible, that's where you make a lot of money, that's where you get a lot of views, and that's more of the YouTube algorithm. The other things about the algorithm, those are states for nerds.
All right.
You can't
we'll learn as we go. But how do you create content that resonates with your audience? Yes. And drive that engagement that you want for them to watch and keep watching, and actually not just breeze through.
Okay, to start with, I know your son is a guitarist or singer, right?
Yes, actor, singer.
When he is just starting out, he's a new singer. He has no audience.
Right.
He has no audience. Right. No one knows about him. And let's put him in the streets of Harare, for example.
Right. Yeah.
Right. He's in the streets of Harare. No one knows about him. No one knows what he's capable of. Before he opens his mouth and sings.
True.
So after he is going to sing in the streets, after that very first moment that he's going to sing, that's where someone will strike and say, no, you know what? This is a very brilliant singer, and this guy is talented. And a lot of other guys will actually agglomerate in huge crowds around him. Around him. And that's his first audience. So you never have an audience, and you never know what your audience wants before you start.
In other words,
and for you to create content that resonates with your audience, you need to have that audience first. And how do you have that audience first? You have to start. And after you start, that's where you have a lot of people listening to you, and that's where you have a lot of people giving you feedback data. And that's where you know, for me, example, as a martial artist, as a martial artist, if I do a backflip, for example, a lot of people will cheer more than if I do just a kata, just a form. Okay, they will cheer more than that, because a backflip is something that's more spectacular.
It's more skill.
That's more spectacular. And by that audience retention, I would know that my audience likes something that's flashy.
All right. And then you go for that.
After that, after receiving that signal, I will then have to keep on doing what my audience wants. So it's more about just starting, and after you start, that's where you get the data. So by starting, you're creating data for you. You're creating the data so that you can do your analytics, and from that you can know, my audience wants this or they don't want this, or how can I push this idea in front of them. So that's how you get to know your audience. So if you don't start, you won't know your audience. Even if you read books about what your audience wants in a certain niche.
If you don't start,
you won't know exactly what they want.
All right, so that's a key point. Get started. Just get in there. So you hear, guys, if you are interested in being on YouTube and you've got something on your heart that you really feel impressed that you've got to share with the rest of the world, please do. And you've heard this expert right here. He says, get started. Okay. Take us through then. What role does consistency play?
Consistency.
Yes. What role does it play in building that loyal YouTube following? Yes.
Okay. Yeah. The way I look at consistency is a part of a creator cycle where you start, continue, learn, and then start doing what's working.
We've got to hear that again. You say start,
continue,
right?
You learn and then start doing what's working. So when we talked about knowing what your audience wants, is the learning phase. After you've started,
and you've continued. You're now learning as you're getting the feedback.
Start again
and then
with
you're
that feedback,
refining now.
what's working.
Okay.
Right. So with that now, you know, a lot of people get lost there.
Have you ever had challenges yourself with the consistency?
Now, when I started out, I was following the American advice, which is, and I somehow contradict to it up to this point. But when I